So I can start. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SierraCast TV. This is your host, Humukoroma in Building Hope. Well, today I will be joined by one of our strong black women out there, Ethlyn Peacock. She's an activist, executive producer of at Brightest Star Town, founder of Strength in Sickle Cell, president to at Alafia Women, former TV producer at the SLBC TV. Welcome, my beautiful sister Ethlyn Peacock.
Thank you.
Oh, how are
Yeah,
you
thank you
today?
so much. I'm doing good. It's just really cold.
I know that's the time of the year.
Yeah.
I know I've just said like few things about you and what you do, but can you give my viewers a little bit some insight about you as well?
Okay. So actually my name is Ethlyn Peacock, and if you're in Sierra Leone, you will know me as Auntie Ethlyn from Focus on Children. I used to present children's program on SLBC TV, youth program, and special event. So I've been advocating for girls and children and women in Sierra Leone. And I got this from my grandma and my mom. My grandma is a women's advocate. My mom is it's a human rights activist. So when I was coming up, I see these two women, they stand for something. It's like they're always on the right side. Let me say, for example, okay, so I will give an example. Say, my people are not Muslim, but they are not going to say anything crappy about being a Muslim. So it's like they're always being on the right side. They always like, yeah, they always like to be like, okay, this is the right thing we should do, whether we believe it or not, as long as it's not harming anybody. So we don't have a choice in this. Everybody have the right to live the way they want to live. So they teach me to respect people's choice. They teach me to respect people's culture. And even though I might disagree with some stuff, they say, yeah, you can disagree. But as long as it's not something harming other people, then leave people to live their life the way they want to live it.
Yes,
So
true.
these two wonderful women, they have really been my mentor. They have been a motivation and inspiration to me. And then my grandma, I have so many sisters. So I watch my grandma's sisters too. They really stand firm for people in the community. They're always fighting for people, like vulnerable people, people or like disabled people. They're always just there defending people. So it's like my background is I see my family members always fighting for other people, especially
Okay.
people that can't defend themselves, poor people and on. So I just followed because
You
it
didn't
was,
have
it
a
was
choice. That's what
something,
you were
yeah,
brought up that way, so that's good.
yeah. So I just follow that and I continue to do that.
Okay. So as a woman, how do you survive in this manly world? As I read today, they said 95 in a world where 95% of countries are led by male head of state. It's clear that we have a long way to go for women to be able to stand up and do what they want to do. So what do you think about that?
So what I think about that is like we have to have a mindset change. First of all, we have to change our mindset. Women are not created to be the housewife, the maid, or do whatever odd job. Women are created equally to men. Some people are trying to use religion to justify the stuff, but what I normally tell these people, like, you're reading your Bible upside down.
You're right.
Because, yeah, we are all created in the image and likeness of God.
Yeah.
So if a man can be a president, a woman can be a president. And a woman is always going to be a better leader than a man because one, let me say, for example, women have this managing skill. Let me say, now in Sierra Leone, a mother will have like 2 cups of gari and she have like 8 kids. That 2 cups of gari, she will know how to share it amongst the 8 kids
For it to
without
be
any
enough.
fight.
Yes, true
The
that.
daddy can't do that. The father can never do that. So
No, no.
women are naturally skilled in leadership. The way
Mm-hmm.
they train their children, the way they take care of them, the way they share food. Like
I know.
we're
It's
just exceptional.
yeah.
So
I also always think that when they people say, "Oh, women, you have to," respecting your husband or respecting your partner is a different thing than becoming a slave. When I look at the Bible, when
yes,
people talk about the Bible and all that, when God made man, He took the rib. He didn't say, "Let me take the foot." He said, "Let me take the
yeah,
rib on the side." He's right there on the side and make a woman for this
yeah.
person. And at the end of the day, when you look at it, even though it's the woman that gave the man the apple, she was the leader. She gave him the apple and was able to talk him to eat the apple. So it wasn't the man, but sometimes it's really hard, especially here in America. I think it's getting to a point, but for people in Africa, I've noticed that it's like not changing at all. Even though you go to work as here, for example, you go to work, your
Mhm.
husband go to work, but guess what? He wants you to come home, cook, clean, laundry, take care of the kids. I'm like you, and they don't want to help at all. So I don't understand how do you fight with those things? So how do you feel when men think that they have the upper hand, they're leader, and they don't want to do nothing in the household, just go to work and come back home and eat?
Okay, so first of all, many people are getting submission wrong. Submission in the Bible or the Quran or whatever religion. They're getting that wrong. Submission doesn't mean you should be a slave. Submission is you guys working together. It doesn't mean that when your husband is upset with you, he's like, lie down, let me give you a dozen.
Ah,
It
that would be
doesn't mean that. Yeah, it doesn't mean that. So,
no.
first of all, so many people are getting submission really wrong in a wrong context. They have to know that the man have to love the wife, and in terms of love, you have to respect the woman. You have to ask the woman question like you guys have to make decision together. Let me say, for example, you're not gonna tell your wife, "Oh, you're not gonna take birth control because I want 10 kids." You guys have to discuss and come to the middle. Like, okay, well, the man wants 10 kids, maybe the woman wants three. You guys have to agree. Come to the middle. You guys discuss. It's not you're gonna be like, well, that's final. You're gonna have 10 kids. I am the husband. It doesn't work like that. So we have to know about the love, the caring, and everything. Just don't be talking about submission.
Okay.
When
Okay.
the man, yeah,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
when the man love his wife, the woman is going to submit naturally. You're not
Amen.
going to be fighting. But if
No.
you're beating your wife, there's no way she's going to submit to you. You
Okay.
guys are going to be in a boxing match. Of
Yeah.
course, if you slap me, you try to beat me, I want to defend myself. We are going to fight. So people have to understand that. And then I want to talk in terms of housework. So many African men, majority, I will go with 95% of African men, they feel that the wife is a slave. Because when you ask an African man, what kind of a wife do you want? They say, one that can cook, clean, have children, do this. They are describing a slave. They are describing a maid. It doesn't
Yeah.
work like that. African men have to understand, it is your child. If your wife is at work and you have a day off, you should take the child to the hospital. If you have a day off, you can cook, you can take care of the child, pick the child from school, you can do the housework just like the woman. There is nowhere in the Bible where the scripture say the woman should be the cook, the woman should take care of the child, the woman should do everything. You guys have to share this responsibility, and especially African men in the West. Some of them are civilized now, like they share the workload and everything, but some are still acting like they live in the bush, they live in like ancient times. They don't want to help. And okay, maybe Africa, if the man don't want to give an helping hand, we understand that maybe the woman have so many relatives, the man have relatives, they will
Not
give you
here.
helping hand. But yeah, nobody is here to give you
No.
helping hand.
No.
So if you as a man, you sit down, your wife is doing everything, taking the kids to school, picking them up, taking them to doctor's appointments, school events and everything, doing shopping, doing cooking. You know what I want to say to you? You are wicked. You are acting like a slave master, and there is special place for you in hell. Men like that have a special place in hell because these are your children. They see what
Exactly.
you are doing, especially the boys. If you act like that, when you're going to be old, who is going to take care of you? The kid's going to be like, I don't really care. I don't give a damn. He didn't invest in us. It's only our mom. She was there. She was doing this and that. So, man, if you're acting like you're the god of the house, just know this. When you're going to be old, these kids are going to treat you like garbage. The way you treated them, the way you treated the mom. It's not like, oh, well, I'm paying the bills. It's not only about paying the bills. You need to do the physical work. So you need to invest. If you want your kids to invest in you when you're older, to take care of you, invest in them now. Just don't leave it to the woman. Or you know what? You're going to pay the price. And for
At
those
the end
wicked
of the
men,
day.
yeah, continue to be wicked. And let's see how it will end. Just continue.
Okay, your question, sir?
So I know that you guys mentioned about religion. I just wanted to talk a little bit about how, because most of our roles are defined by religion.
Yes.
The wife, the husband, the wife and the days. So can you talk a little bit about that? How the role of religion also they contribute?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. He wanted us to talk about the religion and what it makes. Because when I read the Bible, I was not good at Quran. I went for a few years when I was little, but I didn't finish it. But in the Bible, it says that's people get it wrong. The pastor will say first, husband, love your wife. Love is just a one word, but there's so many meaning towards love.
Yeah.
It has a whole, it's like a big thing. They just throw it out there, but people don't understand what is love exactly. So when you say, husband, love your wife, be submissive to your husband. For the men, the thing that they think is like, oh my God, this woman is going to bend down for me, kiss me back there, kiss me over there, do what I want, run out wild. But they make a mistake. That's not what women are. Very easy people to be submissive. We're not that person that fights. If we have a man that actually cares, love, and do what they're supposed to do as a husband, then the woman will be submissive. It will be no questions asked. But for us in Africa, the problem that I usually see is that the men are really, really wicked. Sometimes I've seen few couples, even here. The man will go to work in the morning, the woman will go to work too. After taking care of the kids, sending them to school and all that, she will go to work. And then the man also will go to work. They come home. Sometimes the husband is the first person to come home, but he will not lift a finger. That sink will be full with dishes. There will be food
Yes.
to be cooked
Yes.
or warmed up. They will not lift a
Yes.
damn finger. They will just let it sit there. And when the wife comes home, oh, you didn't cook before you go. I'm so hungry. I've been here. So I'm like,
None
really?
of
You
your
what is
business.
wrong? You have hands. You have food. You can talk. If you can go out and make it. And religion has give them an excuse. Religion actually gave them an excuse because when you watch to the Muslim side, when you go to pray, women are on the other side or behind somewhere. The men are always at the front. They make it this religion that we are following blindly. That's why they said, look, read your Bible and read your Quran by yourself. You cannot think that when you go to heaven, you're going to say, okay, well, my pastor was doing it that way, or my imam was doing it that way. That's why I was following. God will say, well, if you go to school or you learn your Bible, you read it yourself, or you read your Quran yourself, you will know exactly what I mean. But this religion, people are so focused, and they only take is, men, when you talk a whole damn sentence, they only pick one word out of that sentence that they don't like. That's what they will
Yeah,
stick
yeah.
with.
Yeah, the
So
one that is convenient for them.
for
Yeah.
them, yeah. So what do you think this religion is doing to our people,
Well, I
especially
think
back home?
I think first of all, religion has been misinterpreted. That's the biggest problem is this religion have been misinterpreted. So let me say, for example, one thing the Bible, there's a verse that says women shouldn't braid their ear. But just remember, the Bible and the Quran, basically they are based on the tradition and culture of people in the Middle East. You can't tell me an African woman with my really kinky hair not to braid it and leave it like that. It doesn't make sense.
No.
So you have to read the Bible and use your common sense and see what applies to you. So women in the Middle East, they have to cover because of the environment they find themselves, the sand and everything, the weather. Then you see other Muslim, they're like, okay, we start covering black. You
They
just
just follow.
yeah, they just follow suit. You have to know the history behind why they are doing certain things. It's not like just copy and follow. So the two religion, the organized religion we are following, that's Christianity and Islam, are based in the Middle East.
True
Those
that.
books were written according to the culture and tradition of Middle East, not according to the culture and tradition of Africa.
And that was back then, way back then, when everything was
back
totally
then.
different.
So
Yeah.
if people, let me say for example, people like, well, I'm going according to the Bible. Well, if you're going according to the Bible, we are not supposed to wear two different clothes, like different top and different pants, or different skirts and different top. We are not supposed to wear that, but we do that. So you have to use common sense and see where it's applied to you and change it. You're not going to tell me that, okay, well, don't do your hair because that's what the Bible says, you should leave it like that. They're talking about women that have slippery and long hair. I have a kinky hair. So it's common sense. So what we do as Africans, we just find the convenient and comfortable parts and we try to impose it on each other.
That's
it
what
doesn't
it
work
is.
like that. You have to read everything and then you will understand what they're talking about. But most of the time it's like the people that interpret the Bible, you know that most of the pastors then, they were men. The imams are men, so they just like, okay, we're going to say what is convenient for us. And say it to the law of these countries. If you check the laws of these countries, these laws were written by rapists, by abusers.
Oh yes.
Of course, it's going to be in their favor.
Yeah.
So,
it always is.
yeah.
It always is. It always is.
Yeah.
It's just like
So-
I just want to go like not a few months ago when they were doing all this raping thing, and then there was one person that they were supposed in America, the one that they were supposed to make a judge. You remember the guy when the lady said
I
that
remember.
lady raped her? But guess what?
Yeah.
He become a judge, even though he's a rapist. But nobody, because it's a woman that said something, oh, she's lying. The thing is, you can't wear shorts thing, you can't do this. They start to label you in different ways. It's this, the religion. Religion make people get labeled. When you wear short thing because they said it's not in the Bible, or you wear something that is tight, they said it's not in the Bible. It's your own eye. If you are wearing something that you like or is making you go crazy, watch the other side. There's so many places to watch. God give eyes to see, but men or religious people try to strengthen these rules and make you not feel comfortable. Question.
We were having the same conversation in church that women are the cause of men are committing sin, adultery, fornication is the cause of women. And I stand up, like I dropped the mic that day. I'm like, okay, everybody, hold on. Let me analyze this. If you are not a thief, you see somebody drop their money in Walmart, you are not a thief. And you see the person drop it, the person didn't know. You're going to pick the money and give it to the person. But if you're a thief, you're going to like, I will keep it. After all, I didn't tell the person to drop the money. So let's focus. If you are a sober-minded man, whether a woman is naked or not, that's none of your business. You already have a discipline in you. You have your wife or your girlfriend.
Most men don't have no discipline.
Carried away.
They don't have discipline. That's why they're trying to tie us down somewhere.
So if you've been carried away by naked women, that means you don't have a discipline. If you have a discipline, even if a woman come naked, try to open their legs and everything, and even try to seduce you, you are going to walk away because you have discipline in you. Most of these men don't have discipline. They don't want to say it. And in fact, as a man, for you to succeed, you have to keep your penis in your pants, because the more you lie with so many women, the more you share your destiny. And if you notice in Africa, so many men are not prospering. So many men, they live in poverty. Some of them feel that they are prosperous. They are not. They should be above that because they keep lying. They lie down and share all their destiny among these women. You don't know he's a witch. So you're going to say, okay, well, if I see any naked woman, I'm going to sleep with that woman or rape that woman. Oh, so that's me. You're going to sleep with a you're gonna sleep with a witch, you're gonna sleep with a prostitute, you're gonna sleep with everybody, and you mess yourself up, and you claim me like, okay, well, it's not my fault, they caused me to sin. No, it is your fault because you're messing your future, you're messing your destiny. As a man, your penis is your prosperity. You shouldn't be putting it everywhere. That's your prosperity. But most of these men don't understand that.
No, they don't
It's your
understand that.
prosperity.
No.
And if you notice, men that have one wife, one girlfriend, they are more successful than men with multiple women. So I'm not going to buy it like, oh, well, okay, they seduced me. Oh, she was walking naked. No, you're messing your destiny. So just forget about it. And when I finished talking in the church, the pastor like, I wish men will think like the way you're talking. And like, they don't need to think like that. They just don't have discipline. So if men can discipline themselves, then they will understand. And people are talking like, oh, in terms of dressing, that's the thing seducing men. That's a lie. How are you seduced by a 5-month baby and you rape the baby? You're lying. How are you seduced by a 3-month baby? How are you seduced by a 1-year-old child? How are you seduced by a 3-year-old child? That's just a blatant lie because it doesn't make sense. These people I'm talking about have no form of attraction.
No,
so
and they're
that's
just
a lie. We need to stop telling these lies. We just need to stop.
They're taking this thing to make it easier for them because they don't want to be disciplined, so they put the blame on somebody. It's always somebody. And I always keep saying I'm a religious person, so when you go to heaven, they're not going to call all the prostitutes and all the people that you're sleeping with and going to ask them why did you
they're going to talk to you.
They're going to talk to you. It's yourself that is going to take you. God said you will take yourself there through Jesus, but He didn't say through all your things that you have done. That's what's going to take you there. No, it's yourself. If you decided not to, they think they're the only one that gets seduced. We get seduced too, but why don't we just go up there and start doing what they're doing? Why is it easier for them to do it, and when it comes to us, it's a different story every time? And that's the problem. They take it so seriously. If their woman step out on them, they are done. Oh, I don't want to sleep with, I don't want you no more. But you're out there sleeping with multiple ladies, and your wife or your partner at home is still accepting it, and because they don't want to go start over. Sometimes we make them do what they do because we encourage them to think it's okay by us forgiving them and letting go. What no. Don't they think we too need? We have needs. We have needs. So you have a question for me. Hold on.
So the question that I have: how do you empower yourself as a woman without offending your partner or your religion?
Okay, that's not okay. The question is not okay. How do you empower yourself without offending anybody? It's not okay. I need to empower myself. I don't give a damn who is going to be offended with that. I'm empowering myself. Let me say, for example,
I know, but you have a relationship and you still want to get along with your partner. At the same time,
I have a rule. Okay. I have a rule. If my partner is not okay with me empowering myself, they're not okay with my career, here is the way, Mr. Man. Get out and go. The church I go to, if they're not okay with my career, me empowering myself, I move from there. Empowering myself is making myself prosperous. So I don't need to take anybody's permission. For me, I'm in a career where you have men. I do camera, I do edits. That's my career. I can edit and do camera. I can do directing. I can do lighting and everything. So many people are like, "Oh, that's a man job." No, it's not a man job. That's what I want to do.
It's a job.
If my partner is not okay with that, Mr. Man, here is the way. Get lost. This is what I want to do with my life. One thing women should do first, like the church I go to, the pastor say, the owner of the church say, he say, first of all, women should know what they want to do in life before getting married. He say, if you don't know your career, you shouldn't get married because you don't want the man to choose your career for you. So as a woman, before getting married, you should try to empower yourself first. Because when you empower yourself, you can get away from that marriage at any time if that man tries to abuse you. But if you don't have any empowerment, you're going to be there. It's like, I can't afford to lose my monthly salary. And the man is like, your monthly salary is your income and everything. So I keep telling women in Africa, empowering yourself doesn't mean that you have to go to university. You can do tailoring, you can do cake making, you can do baking, you can do cooking. There are so many stuff you can empower yourself with that will give you money. These are not second class career.
No.
These are like the same, like somebody baking have the same respect as an accountant or a doctor, because baking is an art. It's not, no, if everybody can bake, then we're not going to buy cake to anybody.
No,
but this is something you need a specialized person to do it. So it doesn't matter what empowerment field you are, just use it. Not only university that you can have empowerment for, just use it, practice that skill, make sure you are perfect in that skill. Nobody is going to take a skill away from you. Somebody can take away your economics degree from you, somebody cannot take your baking skill from you. So when women want to empower themselves, don't look at your culture, don't look at your religion, don't look at your partner. Empower yourself the way you want to empower yourself. You want to be a medical doctor, woman, go for it. You can be a medical doctor. The man doesn't have a right to tell you, okay, well, if you're going to be a medical doctor, well, I'm going to end this relationship. You know what? Go end the relationship. Let me say for your example, your stepmom say, oh, you want to be a doctor? I don't think you should be a doctor. You're going to be like off on your stepmom, right? Or any family member that try to say something about you empowering yourself, you will go off on that person, right? That's the same way you should go off on your partner. Like, I'm not going to beg you. It's my money I'm paying for myself. This is what I want to do with my life, and I'm going to do it. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not doing anything wrong. Morally, it's not wrong to empower yourself.
No.
So, yeah, it's not like I say, okay, well, I'm going to start selling my body. I'm going to do porn. No, it's not immoral. What I want to do is not immoral. It's me adding value to my life. So what I'm telling women right now is...
my take on this. Okay. For me, the most thing that I like in a relationship, if I'm in a relationship with somebody, is the communication. That's a big thing for me. They need to know my point of view and how I want my life to go. I'm not going to live my life by somebody, but at the same time, when you empower yourself, doesn't mean a disrespect. I have a friend. I'm not going to name her, and she's married with a husband. And the reason why I like the husband is because he was pushing her to go and do what she wants to do in life, in her career. He pushed her so much that she ended up doing it. She went and get it done. That's the kind of this. First of all, it says, if you're in a circle of friends that are not pushing you upwards in life, that are not making you get to the place that you wanted to be, you need to drop those friends at the door and enter that place. Because guess what? Friend, they said misery loves company. So don't hang around anybody that is trying to make you feel less off. You always want somebody to make you feel more than you are. And you always want to be in a relationship where the person is encouraging you to further your education or to go for your career and not have issues with it. I've seen women that were working and doing everything, and as soon as they have kids, the husband starts to complain. Oh, who is going to take care of the kids? Who is going to do this? You two lie down and made this child. It was your decision to have a child. So why is it the woman's responsibility to take care of the child by herself? Yes, women, we were born to nurture, but at the same time, we have to nurture ourselves too. Because if I'm not taking care of myself, guess what? I can't take care of anybody else. Everything is gonna be falling back on me, and then that's why a lot of women have depression. That's why the highest heart attack is from women, not men. Is women. It's because the loads that we carry our own relationship loads from the men cheating left and right, doing whatever they do, and then we carry because they don't push us, they don't give us the strength that we give them. When they want to go to school, we stand behind them. I know I was married before. My ex-husband was okay. But I stood behind him. I put myself aside, all my interests aside, and I made sure I studied with him. I helped him with his book. I was there to take the test with him just so he can make it in his career. And he never, ever paid attention to my needs. And the time that I stood up and said, you know what, I'm going to start my needs, we got divorced. Because guess what? He said, I want the old Humu back. The one that sit at home. The one that cooks twice a day. the one that would do the laundry, clean the house, and then I'm there at night waiting for him as well. He didn't want the woman that wants to be the liberated woman, the woman that wants to do something for herself, the woman that want to go out and make it happen. No, all he wanted was the one that sit at home and do all the slave jobs. And for us, when you get married young, you don't understand. Relationship is really hard when you're younger. And when you come from an African background where you see your mother or your sisters or aunties doing the same thing like doing everything for the man, you think that's the normal ends of things. That's how it's supposed to go. So when you get into a relationship, you're so attached in that role that you just follow suit at from what your parents were doing. But that's not the way life was meant to be. Women were supposed to be empowered too, and they should not be ashamed of being empowered. Because guess what? Now we have women that are pastors. We have women that are doctors, women that are, top of their game too. They're lawyers. When women empower themselves, they even get tired of the men. I guess maybe that's why they're afraid, because they know that we can come in and take over, because we can do the same. They cannot go and do like babysitting and we can do everything. We can be engineers, we can be mechanics, we can be nurses, we can be lawyers, we can even be we can be in the parliament. We're smarter. Because we already do that in our daily lives at home. You have to ration everything. You have to be an accountant at home to make sure that the bills are paid right, to make sure that you have enough food on your table, and make sure the kids have clothes on their backs. Even though the man might be the one bringing in the money, but guess who is making sure everything works right in that house? It's the woman. The man is never there. So I think, from my perspective, I think men should let women, if you love your wife, as you say you do, push your wife. Because I think, like for me as a single mom, I want my child to grow up and see that I'm a single mom, or even if I got married later, I'm a strong woman. I was doing it by myself. I went to school, got my degree, have my own business. I'm running my own business and have 2-3 degrees on the side. There's nothing to be ashamed of as a woman. If you have a man that is not pushing you, I'm not saying to leave the man, but you might want to sit down with that man and try to explain to them what you need, not always what their needs are. Sometimes you got to put your needs before anybody else, because men are selfish as hell. They are selfish. They don't care. As long as their needs are being met, they're good for it. The moment you turn and say, let me think about myself, oh my God, all hell has break loose. I don't understand. Why?
And something I notice about African men, majority, I'm not saying all, majority of African men, they don't know what is love. They don't know how to love their wife. You know what they feel is love? Giving you money, giving you money, buying clothes and shoes, money to do your hair. That's what they think is love. That's not love.
That's not love for me.
Love is you have to respect your wife. You guys have to be close. You have to be like romantic. You guys have to have discussion. But what I see amongst Africans is like, that's not love. I don't see that as love.
No,
it's not love. They don't really know how to love. These men need to know how to love their wife, respect their wife. In terms of love making, all they care about, you see, they will just go do what they want to do. They get up. It's both of you. It's not about satisfying the man. This is something both of you should enjoy. So when I do the comparison with Western men and African men, I find out majority of African men, they don't really know what is love. They don't really love. They know love is like buying stuff. That's what they feel is love. And so we have to raise awareness, like, you guys are doing the love wrongly. Love is not about making the woman here. Love is about taking care of the woman, make sure she's all right emotionally, physically.
Also, most men don't have emotion, honey. I don't see most men that I've seen, they don't have.
Somebody like me, I have health issues, and anybody I'm going to be in a relationship with, you have to care for my health. It's not only buying the medication for me. You have to take me to the hospital. We have to go to appointments together. If I want to go to the emergency room, urgent care, you have to take me there. You have to be with me every step. I'm not looking for somebody like, okay, well, I'm just going to pay the hospital bill and buy you the medication. No, this is something we have to be together, because I need an emotional support. But most men in Africa don't really have that.
They don't know. They
don't know what's that. And I want to talk about the pressure women face, especially African women.
One second.
before you get into the next topic, right? Now, love generally is also associated with culture. So probably the way we express love in Africa might not be the same how people express love here. We might express love in Africa by buying you stuff or, you know, doing stuff for you.
That's not love. According to the Bible, that's not love.
It's not love, but think about it this way.
Definition.
In every region of the world, love is closely associated with the culture. Like you go to China, they have a different way of expressing their love.
True.
You go to Africa, they have a different way. You go to the Arab world, they have a different way. So the West is not a standard for expressing
love. I know. From my point of view, I always think...
we're just trying to go like the definition of love. What in terms of love, emotion should be there. You're not going to tell me that somebody can love without emotion. No, something is wrong.
But spending your money, that's emotion.
No, for me, I just think that before you start spending money, I think you need, that's why I said communication. Because me, when I'm in a relationship, especially now, I said I've matured enough now. I don't want all this half time here, half time there. We sit down and I ask you what you like and what you don't like. And you should ask me too what you like in the relationship. I don't want a man to... I want to have flowers. Women don't have that option. They don't give us... They don't want us to express how we feel. Even when it comes to the sexual part of it. If you try to express yourself, they're going to label you as some kind of a woman because you have certain needs. Men will say, oh, maybe because she has slept with so many people, or what has she been doing that she know all this. But they forget that they come home sometimes with different kind of style wherever they go. They didn't know, they forgot that they didn't learn that style at home. And then they come home and they want to try that style. And I'm in my head as a woman, I'm questioning myself, but where did he get that from? Because I know I'm not that. They don't ask you nothing. They don't want to know how you feel. If you start telling them how you feel, they said, oh my God, this woman is nagging me. Is nag, everywhere is nagging. That's not nagging. You have to, if you have a partner, if you want to have a successful relationship, I know African women are different because some women, I've heard them saying, oh, I love when my man is beating me. That's why I know they love me. I don't understand that part because my body is too soft for those kind of things.
Brainwash.
Of course it's brainwash, but that's what they have. That's, you know, when I was younger, I've seen those things happening. And when you get older, you think that's what I was saying. It didn't start today. It didn't start yesterday. Those are generational things that have started back in the day when we were not even thought about. The women have accepted certain roles in their life and they have never really changed those roles. They continue to transfer all that to their children, and then you grow up and think when a man slaps you or a man beats you, think it's okay. But it's not, because that's abuse. And even if a man talk down to you, they don't want you to disrespect them, but they always disrespect you. They will throw things at you. They will talk beneath you. They will act as if you don't know nothing. Guess what? That's why I love my dad. My dad always tell me that if you go to school and you learn everything, yes, the paper degree, they will take it away. But everything that you have in your head, nobody can ever come close or to take anything away except you die. But men don't want women to know anything because they want to keep ruling that woman. They want to keep riding that woman. The moment you try to change, there is a whole damn thing that is going to happen. So I don't understand why our people back home, please, back home Sierra Leoneans or African or wherever you are in the Muslim world or Christian world, whatever you want to do in your relationship is okay. Nobody is saying that what is going on in your life or what you're doing is not okay. But if you feel it's not okay, you might take time. I know it's a long way to go because some men, the moment you open your mouth, especially those ones in the Arab country or back in Sierra Leone, they will start slapping you and police don't do nothing. If a man can rape a kid and the police doesn't even arrest them, what makes you think if you beat your woman, the police is going to come and arrest them? It doesn't work. America, overseas, in the Western world, that's why I appreciate this part of the world. Because women, even though some women misuse it, yes, we get it. But women are respected here and you cannot beat your wife. The only way you will beat your wife and go scot-free is if the wife doesn't report you. But for me, You lift your hand, you're telling me to lift the phone. It's 911, honey. 911. That's how we call it. Don't let no man degrade you. You're way, way, way more than anything that he's telling you. Because guess what? You're keeping that. That's why I said when you have a man and he's not with anybody or just seeing somebody. When you go to their house, it's a house. It's not a home. It's a house. It's like nothing there. But then the moment they have a wife or they have a girlfriend together, the place started changing and everything. And they forget one thing in the Bible that people forget to mention. It says when a man find a wife, he found favor in the Lord. It didn't say when a woman find a man, no. It's the other way around. You understand what I mean? It's the other way around. So women, we are the favor. We are the blessing. And we are letting men take that away from us. Because I've seen it in relationship. I was a man and all of a sudden everything is going fine for them and I'm the one that is standing back there and still looking. We are the favor. Let's start thinking that we have to have that in our head. We are the favor to the man. Without us, men can survive, don't get me wrong, but they will never get to the place where they want to be if you don't have a strong woman standing next to you and helping you out. Oh, Michelle Obama, Michelle and her husband, she was not standing behind her. She was a lawyer, a full-blown lawyer, and she was standing right there, and they made it happen. And he didn't do it by himself. The woman, sometimes the secrets and everything that the man comes up with, it's the woman that is telling him in bed at night, this is what you need to do. This is what you have to be careful of. But those things are never spoken out. It's always come as, okay, I thought about this last night. You forgot that it was the woman that told you that. So women need to step up and not be afraid of consequences. Because before the world changed, when there were slavery, a lot of people died. But people didn't stop fighting to become free. They continued to fight until they were free. So nothing is going to come easily. There's going to be consequences. There's going to be trials throughout of this thing. But we're going to make it. We need to stand up for ourselves. As women, we need to stand up.
Yeah, I agree to that. And one thing again, the pressure on women in the society, especially African countries, is so much. It's like they want you to be soft-spoken. They want you to look good. They want you to have shower 3 times a day. They want you, it's like society wants you to shape in a kind of a way. And this is what I keep telling people. You know what? If you can't deal with me, I don't care. That's your problem. But I'm going to be me. I'm going to talk the way I want to talk. I'm going to dress the way I want to dress. I'm going to do my hair the way I want to do it. That's my damn business. It's my body, my choice, none of your business. So if you can't handle me, well then, bye. Go talk to somebody else. I'm like, bye Felicia. Bye boy. Go talk to somebody else. This is Settling Peacock. This is my world. I do what I want to do in my world. I don't want nobody to shape me. I don't want nobody to refine me, because I always try to refine women. They want to make women, you know what? They always want to make you like this queen in the throne, just with the crown smiling. No, I don't want to be like that. I want to express myself in everything. Let me say, for example, in a relationship, I want the satisfaction in terms of sexual satisfaction. I want the kind of sexual satisfaction the man is getting. I want the same, and I'm not going to keep my mouth shut. It's like, no, it's like, you're not going to take a pleasure for me. I'm just going to be there. This is something both of us should participate in. If I'm not getting any pleasure in this, any satisfaction, we're not doing it. I'm done with it. So whatever you need to work on, you're going to work on that. But I want to benefit in anything. You're not going to use my body. You just benefit it. Then I didn't get anything in return. Someday, so women should learn to speak for themselves. I know my culture is going to be like, yeah,
you don't speak about that. I know.
The West
they
are
always
cutting
blame
to
the
our
West.
brain.
Yeah, they always blame the West.
No, the West didn't get into my brain. It didn't get into my brain. This is just me manifesting. Like right now, because I advocate for women and girls, like I have some of my friends, they stop talking to me or try to call me like, this is what you should say. That I'm like, you know what? I don't care about you. I can count up to 3 people that we were really close and we really have a good relationship and respect for each other. And you know, they messed up the moment they came to me and started like, oh, this is what you should say, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know what, we're done.
Yeah.
we're not gonna discuss this. This is what I want to do. I know what I want. And I tell people, like, when you come to me, like, if I'm doing something, I will tell you, I know what I want to do. As long as I'm not doing something wrong or immoral, I know what I want to do. So it's not like you're going to tell me, teach on me, like, this is what you should say. This is what you should post on Facebook. You know, you're looking for a good husband. The husband should be looking for a good wife too. Yeah. Or, you know, you want kids. Do you know what I want? You
No,
know,
they
you want
don't.
this. Don't tell me what I want. You don't
They
know what
don't.
I want. So I normally tell people, like, when you see me doing something, you can't stop me from not doing it because I already have a made up mind. Before I do something, I already made up my mind. I look at advantage and disadvantages. So somebody is not going to get up and say, like, okay, well, you need to stop. You need to change it. You need to go this way. I'm like, you know what? This is my life, the Etlin way. I do what I want to do because you're not paying my bills. You're not the one working for me. You're not
Good
the one
there.
doing anything for me. So you don't have the right to tell me what to do. I have a mind for myself. And so many people like, well, some African women don't have the mind. Like you have the understanding, you have had the opportunity and so on and so forth. Well, we're trying to teach them, but they don't want to take. They're like, we don't want to be wayward like you. I'm not
That,
wayward. Do you
that's
see me
what you
fighting
do.
around, beating
They
people?
point. They point
I'm
the
not wayward.
fingers, though. They point
I
the
just know my
fingers.
rights. I
I want
just know
to.
my rights.
I just want to say a few
And those
things.
women, those women, those women that are in like battered married or battered relationship or whatever, but they're still defending it. It's up to them. At the
Yeah.
same time, while they're defending it, they're trying to like, oh, I don't want to be like this person. But right within them, they want
They
to be
know.
like me. They
Oh
want to
yes,
be
they
like
know.
you. They
Yeah, they
want
know.
that freedom.
That
Yeah.
you have
So
that they don't
it's
have.
like, yeah, because I in my relationship, of course, me and my partner, we discuss and like my life is my life. You're not going to change anything from me. I, as long as I'm not drinking or smoking or whatever or
I know,
drugs,
right?
you're not going to change anything for me. So you're not going to be like, okay, well, I want you to start wearing this type of clothing. No, we're not doing that. Well, I want you to stop going to that store. We're not doing that. And
No.
before I go into relationship, I normally tell people I have my rules, and this is what I'm looking for in a man. Because I have an inherited disease called sickle cell, my number one rule is your genotype have to be AA. I'm not going to be like I was blinded by love and I see somebody have AS or AC. That's a lie. I'll be lying. I'll be like, they bewitch me. I'm not going to say, well, I'm in love with this man, so I'm going to continue with this man. No, if your genotype are not AA, we are done. We're not going to
Yeah.
talk further.
Yeah.
And my career. So I have a list of things.
That
Me
you
and
have
my
on your
partner,
yes.
we
You have
have
to
to
talk
work
about.
on. I'm
Yeah.
not, I'm not going to be like, oh, well, you know, love is blind. I'm like, no, I'm
Yeah.
lying. That love is blind thing. It's not for me.
Yeah. I have a few things that I want to say.
Yeah.
Well, I was supposed to interview somebody, and then they called me. The person actually called them, and then they were like, "Oh, I was going to call you actually because the last time you do the show on Facebook Live, you seems as if you were so mad, you were upset, you were angry, yeah." And I was like, and I'm like, first of all, let me tell you something. I wear my emotion on my sleeves, and if you say something out there that I don't like, or I was actually upset about Idris Elba, the thing that happened when people started putting blame or blah blah blah. The man doesn't need a passport or whatever. I was upset because that guy doesn't need Sierra Leone to do anything in the first place. Okay, back to what I was saying. When he called me, he was telling me, well, you're starting I'm like, that's my Facebook Live. I have my Facebook Live, and then I also have my show. Oh well, you're branding yourself, so that means you cannot be angry, you cannot be upset, you cannot be. I was like,
No,
in my head,
no.
I was gonna blow out. I was about to like burst, and if he was, I probably would have. But I was like, I just said, you know what? Let me just leave him, but let him know that we will never be communicating in any form of way. Because if you're trying to tell me how I should wear my emotion or how I should talk, because you want me to brand myself. Have you seen people act in movies, sleeping with every kind of person, and there's still people respect them anyhow? I don't understand why a man can be upset
No.
and go on whatever rant and do. I'm not there sitting naked. I'm not there drinking vodka, whatever, and drunk, and I'm shivering or shaking. I'm just showing my emotion that I was really upset about this thing, that they always think in Sierra Leone and have all these bad things about people, that they always, all they see is the bad in things. They don't want to see nothing good in anything. Only if it has to do with them, it's good. But if it's somebody else, oh no, there is a whole damn list that it will come in on. And I was really upset that he said that to me. But I didn't know how to address him at that point. I was like, you know what? I will get back to you, but for you to call me, for me to call you, and then you are telling me how to talk on my live. I haven't asked anybody. You're not paying me money. I'm doing it because I want to do it. And if I feel upset, as a woman, if a woman feel upset, they're allowed to show their emotion. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm a human being.
I wasn't cursing anybody. I wasn't yelling at anybody. So I was actually like, oh wow. Did he just say that I was so mad and upset? And I started thinking to myself, this thing that men does, it's just because you think you're trying to become a politician doesn't give you no right to talk to women any kind of way. Or just because you think you're a doctor as a man doesn't give you no right to tell another, because you don't know what I have. You don't know what school I went through. I'm not the kind of person that will show it all over Facebook that I'm doing this, I'm there. You don't know me.
Yeah.
All you know is what you see, what I show you. And I'm always good at guiding what I have, because African people, most of them don't have good mind for anybody else. So I always protect what I'm doing or what I have. I'm not going to share it to the world, but at the same time, I don't want just because I'm not sharing doesn't mean I don't have it. I went to a good school. I was top in my school. I was in the not even in the dean's list. President's list, honey, 4 point something. So get that right. So don't come here trying to talk to somebody or tell them how they need to feel about their life, or how to talk, or how to express themselves, because everybody has a different way of expressing themselves.
Quick question.
Quick question, okay.
What will you consider to be an ideal relationship between man and a woman?
There is no ideal relationship.
No,
there's no ideal
for you.
No, it's what work for both of you, because for me, I always say there's going to be few compromises in a relationship. Not only the women, I mean both sides has to be
When I say ideal, I mean something that will work for both of you.
Well, something that works for both of you.
Everybody have their agenda. Yeah.
Some people, that's why I said America is one of the places. America for me is one of the. I come from Germany. The relationship life there is totally different from America. In Germany, when I was younger, my mom and my dad, they talk together. My dad pay for the bills, like the rents, TV bills, and all the stuff, and my mom take care of the food, because both of them were working. My mom take care of the food and take care of us, whatever we need, and my dad will help wherever he can as well. And then we play games where we get off school, we come home, we have to be home by 4. My dad was really strict, so I have to be home. Me and my sister, we had to be home by 4. We play games. My dad likes mathematics. He's a mathematician, so to say. So he would throw us different questions, and then we will sit in a round table, talk about our day and stuff like that. In America, no. I have seen people going to work 24/7. They have a child at home because nobody communicates. The man comes home, take a shower, eat something, and go lie down, even though there is kids running around in the house. And Holly will say, go to bed, I need to go to sleep. And then the woman will go to work. No, there's the communication, and here people married for different reasons. Some married because of there is a financial security somewhere. Some married because maybe this man is this way. So nobody is I don't know if there are few people marrying for love. I know they have people marrying for love in their own understanding of love. But for an ideal relationship, you have to go within yourself. You and your partner have to figure that out, because not everybody has the same mind. I am an emotional person, so I always like my partner to be an emotional person as well. I always when I'm with them, I like to cuddle. I like to go out sometimes. I like them to help me around the house. But once in a while, I want to have a flower as well. But African men don't do flowers, or they don't do flowers. They don't help around the house, because I would say, instead of you go buy me a Michael Kors bag or watch or whatever, Give me that money. Let me put it in my savings account, and then you help me in the house.
So
take out the trash.
Quick question for you:
Mm-hmm.
Do you like your man for what you want them to be, or for who they are?
What do you say? I'm leaving this question to you, Kathleen.
Okay, so when me going into relationship, I have to like the person for who they are. If I don't like you the way you are, I'm not gonna go into relationship to you because I have a principle like I'm not gonna change anybody's personality to suit mine. I don't want anybody to change my personality. So if I'm gonna be in a relationship with you, then I like your personality. I'm not gonna change you. For me to go into a relationship with somebody, I know we have to have like 92% match on various things. And in my relationship, like loving the same movies, TV shows, the same hobbies and everything. So I look for exactly what I want. It's not like, okay, I'm gonna find anything, then I convert it. No, I'm gonna look for what I want. So I'm not gonna be like, okay, well, I don't like the way you dress. No. I should go look for somebody the way I want them to dress. They already been dressing like that. So it's wrong to change people's personality to suit yours. I don't want anybody to do that to me.
Yeah, because those things are actually something that is hard to change. Because I think like when you meet somebody for the first time, you are not thinking about the matches or how they are. All you see is a handsome guy with some muscles or whatever it is that you like the beer or whatever it is. That's what you see. And then when you start to talk, you will start to see what you guys have in common. And for things that you don't have in common.
I think for me, like in the first meeting, I need to know everything. Like number one, you need to tell me your genotype. We can't move further without you telling me your genotype. I tell men that we're not gonna move further.
That's why I said ideal relationship is on the person, because I don't care about your genotype at all. I don't want to know. Sometimes I don't even care what's your genotype. If you're ABC, I don't care. All I care is I'm attracted to this person. I'm feeling this person. That's my first thing. And then if we talk, I see how you talk. I like the way you, because first of all, if I don't like the way you dress, how I see you standing right there in front of me, we ain't gonna go further into any conversation in the first place. But if I like the way you carry yourself at that point, I'm going to give you a little bit of, okay, yes, we can talk. And then we're going to start talking. And then I will see what we have in common. Because my question is always, for when I'm in a relationship, what do you like to do? I asked them, what do you like in somebody else? What are you looking for in a woman? And then I will tell you what I'm looking for in a man. And then I will start to see if this is something that we're going to be to work out. Don't find something that is totally opposite that you have to turn over the art to compromise on. Because compromises are good, but you don't want to compromise on things that will leave you grounded somewhere that you don't want to be. You have to find, that's why when you talk, that's why I said communicate. For me, relationship is communication. If you cannot communicate to me, if you can, for me, I like to be able to make fun with you. I like for us to joke. I want us to be dancing if we feel like dancing. I want us to do funny things. We can go out, we can stay in, but at the same time, and I want you, because I have a child, that's why I take my time to get to know you, to see the kind of person you are before I bring you into my daughter's life, because my daughter is my priority at this point. And I know my daughter. My daughter is a jovial person and she's open to everybody. And if she gets to know you and then she started liking you and then all of a sudden you're not there anymore, she's going to be asking me, Mommy, where's this person? Mommy, where's this person? That's my daughter. She sees it all and she will talk it all. She doesn't. So for me, now, before when I was younger, I didn't have let me not say priority, but I wasn't focusing on that's the will. But because of my daughter now, I'm really focused on having somebody. Before I bring them around, I have to know that this person is right. It might not end up being that right, but at the same time, I'm going to give myself enough time before I bring them around. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, because relationship every day is a risk. There is no guarantee in a relationship. That's what I always say. Everybody's destiny is different. Some people find their wife or their husband when they're in school. Others don't have that luck to find their husband or whatever in school. Some people, they get over 40, 50 years before they met their soulmate. and they end up living it together. And then some people will be dating somebody for 10 years, and as soon as they get married, guess what? They're divorced by not even a year after they divorce. So everyone has a way of being in a relationship. There's no one way in a relationship. It's coming together and figuring it. You have your own way because you have your, as you say, you're a sickle cell person. So you have to have your priorities.
Yes.
You have a list of the kind of person you have to be with. For me, I don't have a list, but I know exactly what you should be doing. You should be working, because guess what? You ain't having my money.
Sure.
Because if I'm making my money, you better be making your money. And guess who is getting your money? Me. And my money is staying right where it is in my bank. That's what it is. That's for me, it's a priority. And I need somebody that will spoil me. I always say, if you can't spoil me, hell no. Because I have to do the majority of the job. I have to cook, clean, and all that. So you got to find something that you want to do. You have to throw out, get away my trash. You got to clean, vacuum if I can't. And if like I said, if my daughter go to school and I'm tired to wake up in the morning, guess what? You're taking my daughter to school. So all those things for me, those are my list. That's why I said everybody has a different list of the men that they want to be with. So that's how I see it. You have a question?
So what advice would you have for African men in America?
African men in America.
It's,
For me, and from what I've been seeing, African men, we need to step up. Let's step up our game a little bit. Our women are tired.
What are they doing wrong?
Okay. Most of the time, you're hanging out with your buddies, drinking.
They're still acting like they're on.
Yes, you guys are acting as if you're 14
like
and you're over 40 something. Okay? You gotta sit yourself at home.
Yeah.
That woman need your attention. That woman want to have that fun that you are having with your buddies out there. If you are a good husband, you could be having that same fun at home. But you gotta have that conversation, that fun time with your wife. You gotta stop hanging out. Hang that going out coats up. Say it's over because you're over 40 something. Don't be sitting there going to drink with somebody, gossiping about women up and down, talking how many women you have on your sleeves and all those things. Don't think you guys don't think we don't know what you do. We know exactly. Yeah, because the problem is the men, when they hang out together, most of them encourage each other in foolishness. That's how relationship goes wrong. They encourage it.
Okay, but that's not an achievement.
For them is for men when they have, you see how they act when they have 4 or 5 women that they are sleeping with. They act as if they are the boss of everything.
I think they are the lowest of the people. You have 4 or 5 women and you sleep. They are the lowest of the people. That's why they don't succeed in the stuff they do, because you don't really have focus. And my advice to African men in the West is like, you need to focus. You need to know your goals, what you want. If you're somebody married, you have to help your wife with the kids, everything. You guys need to work together. It's not like, oh, well, I have my buddies, I need to go hang out, we need to watch football. No, you older than that. Pay attention on your kids, your wife, clean together, cook, take care of the kids.
It's fun.
Only the job of the woman.
You don't know how fun that can be. It's fun.
And stop the habit of having like 4 or 5 girlfriends in your country, like in your own country. You have 4 or 5 girlfriends. You're wasting your money. If
and
that's
time.
$20 or $30 you're sending those girlfriends, invest it on your kids. College is expensive here. So they need to make their priority right. They need to make a list of goals. For me, I know my list of goals, and people around me, like men around me, I try to advise them whether they listen or not. Like, you need to have your goals. You need to invest your money the right way. Having all those women is not going to give you badge,
it's
award.
actually taking
It's not
away
going to give you
your spirits.
Oscar.
Oh no.
It's not going to give you medal. It's not going to give you nothing.
No.
It's just like taking away from you, scattering your destiny all over the place.
And be
so
careful.
You just try to.
Men need to be careful the circle they're around, the people that they're circulating, the people that they hang out with, the people that they call friends with and all that. Because let me tell you something, one thing you will not know. That same man that is asking you to date somebody else, you don't know, maybe behind your back is actually hitting on your wife over there. And you're over there thinking that, oh, he's my friend, and then you're happy that he's letting you hang out with other women or date other women without telling your wife. But behind your back, let me tell you something, that same man is hitting on your wife. And he's going to the wife and telling them everything that you're doing. And you'll be surprised how they find out that you're sleeping with Joseph over there, or Jackie over here, or Aisatu over there. You'll be thinking about it. So let's start to help our women. We're too tired. We're exhausted. We work all day. Taking care of, that's why when I said I'm a stay-at-home mom. But the things that even my partner always say, Humu, when are you going to sit down? Sit down somewhere. Take a break. And I always say, you want me to take a break? Then get up and start doing stuff. The things that I'm doing, start doing it and see if I won't sit down. Just because you're a stay-at-home mom doesn't mean you're not doing something. You're working hard, because cleaning after children is not easy. Vacuuming is not easy. First of all, giving back is a big issue, because after you give back, you have back problems that you were not born with. You have all these kind of issues that occur, and then you will have a man that you are pregnant and they're cheating whilst you're pregnant, going through all the emotional issues. I don't like that. For me, I think black men need to start.
I don't mean to cut you. You said something about childbirth. A pastor in my church said, it is wrong for a woman to give birth, and they are going to, like, the moment they give birth or they come home, start cooking, start doing all those stuff. He said that is witchcraft. He said when women give birth, they should lie down, take a rest. The men should be doing stuff. So, like, I don't mean to cut you, but I just want to say, like, somebody giving birth and you want the person to be doing all the work, it's witchcraft. I'm quoting from my pastor. That's witchcraft.
It is, because they think child labor is just when you give birth and it's over. But that's not, it's not over.
No.
When you give birth, you're going to heal. It takes you months. I mean, for me, it took me months to heal. Like, I was feeling the pain like nobody business, but because we are women, we tend to hide our pain. We don't tell our partners, or we don't talk about it, because we don't want them to think, oh my God, you're complaining here, complaining here. That's what one of my ex saw. Oh, he thought I was complaining until he found out that I really have this issue. I'm not sickle cell like the whole thing, but we have traces, so I have my pain. When I talk about it, and especially after giving back, I was so small, I was exercising all the time. So when I give birth, my bones were out of whack. My hips were messed up. So it wasn't an easy journey, like you say. Oh, you see those women on TV, those stars and all that, they snatch right back. Let me tell you, they're not snatching, they suction right back. Because that snap doesn't happen like that. And they too, that's why most of them, you see, they have postmortem depression because of that. And a lot of women have that. We just don't talk about it. Men need to just help their women. If you have
African women especially don't talk about it.
Yes, African women don't talk because they don't know what it is. Who in Africa will see when you
like, okay, deal with it.
Yes, when you go to Africa and you see somebody crazy running around in the street, all you think is somebody bewitched that person. Somebody turned him like that. You don't know if it's a mental issue that was in an inheritance from the family and that person got the worst of it. Nobody think about that. Nobody talk about depression in Africa. They don't even know what that is. In Africa, if you tell them, they will think, okay, you'll be sitting down giving birth, you'll be crying when you have the baby in your hand. They don't know all those things as things that women go through. So we have so much on our head, so much things that we have to take care of. And the men that's supposed to be by our side and help us with those burdens, help us carry those burdens, they're nowhere to be seen, nowhere to be found. I know some of my friends, their husband or boyfriend or whatever, they're never home. They come from work, drop their bags, eat something, and then they're out back hanging out. You've been all day out, and then the moment you're supposed to spend with even if you don't want to spend it with your wife, you have children. You both lie and made these kids. These kids are not, most of them, when I talk to them, they said, Umu, you're not the only single mother. I'm a single mother too. And I'm asking, how are you a single mother? You have a husband. But they are single mothers, because guess what? Even though they have a husband at home, they raise the child by themselves. That's why I'm so lucky to have a father for my daughter that is so, oh my God, my weekends are my time. I pick him up in the morning and bye, Felicia, I'll see you when I see you. You understand? But black men are so difficult to deal with, because they have all these things embedded in their head for so long, and for them My dad was the same way, but now that I think he came and saw me and see what I'm doing, he's more softer and handle me more patient. He handles me now like an egg. Like he will call me and say, "Oh, how is your back doing today? Did you get your treatment and do you do this?" Before, he doesn't care, but when he came and saw, that's what I think men needs to do. You guys need to pay attention to your wife, because we see so many women dying. Somebody went to a party, fall down and die. Somebody was singing, fall down and die. It's all women. I didn't see any man falling. Women, look at the other one. She had a baby 1 week, she's dead. Because we're not paying attention to our own health as women. Women, let me tell you something. Let's start putting ourselves first. And don't let anybody tell you what you need to do with your body. It's your body. If you decide to have a child, have it. One thing I want to talk about, I know I'm religious and all, but when it comes to abortion and having kids, I've always said that's the person's choice. Because nobody knows what that person is going through. But I've seen men, like even here in the States, men are the one writing the laws that says women shouldn't have abortion. And I'm thinking, are you the one carrying this child? Are you the one going through when I'm pregnant, I'm sick as a dog. I was bed rest since she was 16 weeks pregnant. I had to do a cyclage, which means sew your womb closed so that the child doesn't come out. They nearly burst my placenta, and I bled like I had to take blood transfusion. And then I was off my feet. Imagine, from 16 weeks up to 38 to 40 weeks. I couldn't do anything. I was in the hospital all the time. I was throwing up. My morning sickness was a whole damn day sickness. And up to the time that I gave birth, I was still throwing up. So men don't know what's the stuff that you go through with your body when you are pregnant. But they want to tell you what to do with your body. They want you to have 4 or 5 kids or no kids at all. I don't understand. Why?
Yeah, it's like my body, my choice, none of your business. And yeah, so African men just need to do better. Some are really doing better. Some are like the Nigerians, the Nigerian ones. Because like, let me say 10, let me say 9 out of 10 men that I see help their wife here in the West, African men that help their wife at home, are Nigerians.
Yes, I've seen that, because I have one friend that is Nigerian, and the wife go to work in the morning. He's the one that get them up, get the children to school, pick them up, make sure they have something to eat. And I was like, oh my God, ain't we missing something? Why are Sierra Leone men so hard-headed? Can you loosen up a little bit? Forget the religion. Forget the religion.
Yeah, well, maybe they need to learn from the Nigerian men, although they don't like when you say that, but it's just the fact. It's what we say in the community. That's what we are saying. I know some people don't like my opinion. They're like, you bossy, you loud, you difficult, you nasty. That's how they describe. They're like,
because they're afraid to handle. They're afraid. That's why. So they label you
that's
instead.
Your opinion about me. That has nothing to do with me. It's your opinion. What I want to say, I'm going to say it, as long as I'm not offending you. As long as I'm not saying something hurtful, like I'm not going to be like, oh, this lady, she's so ugly. As long as I didn't say stuff like that. What I'm saying is, like, I say facts. It's not like giving my opinion. I say facts. And like, I made a post about the rotten health system in Sierra Leone, and people start telling me, oh, you shouldn't say that, remove it. You know, the healthcare in Sierra Leone has improved. I'm like, don't let me wish that on you, because for 25 years, I went through that rotten health system. I know what it is like, and you see people dying every day. So this is not my opinion. It's not about me being APC or SLPP. This is reality, because I experienced it for 25 years. I nearly died so many times because of rotten health system. So I'm gonna say that. Let me say, for example, I am here. I can treat myself at my house. I have the basic medication to treat myself if I don't want to go to the hospital, because you know, Africans, they teach us to like stomach so much pain. So sometimes I'm in so much pain, but I have the basic treatments. I treat myself, and my doctor like, do you know you shouldn't be at home? You should be in the hospital, right? most of my patients are, as soon as they have pain, they come to the hospital. I'm like, nah, I've been used to this. So like I was trying to express like I can be at home. I have a sickle cell crisis and I treat myself. As long as I'm not having like heart failure, I'm not having stroke, I'm going to treat the basic pain. But in Sierra Leone, I have to go to the hospital. I have to wait 7 days for that pain for me to have that basic treatment. So I was expressing myself, and this person, so many people were trying to shut me up. That's so unfair, because this, I was not telling you some fiction story. This is fact. It's really fact. I'm not making something up. When you're treating me like you're crazy, you're just making this stuff up. You're just frustrated.
You know, people don't like when you say the truth. You know, African people we lie too much. That's our problem. The liars overcome all the bad things, because anytime they like to lie. So if you say the truth, it's like offensive to them. It's just like, I was reading somebody write a post on Facebook a few days ago, and he was saying, well, women, if you're dating a married man, don't expect this, don't expect that, leave the men alone, don't encourage. And I was so upset. I'm like, seriously, the women didn't go to this married man and go ask. The person was actually pointing the fingers on to the women. And I hate, because people always say, when I say that, they say I'm a feminist. I will take that if that's what it is. But for you to degrade African people or black women has been degraded so much. We have been degraded. They said we are angry, we are mean, we're screaming all the time, we're nagging all the time. White women don't do that, white this, that, white. Yes, we are mad because you people don't listen to us. When black man is dating a white woman, they listen to the white woman. They treat them totally differently. But then as soon as it comes to us, it's like we need to be this strong person. We shouldn't ask questions. And then all of a sudden we are some kind of. He was pointing the fingers, all the fingers, to the women that are the mistresses that are dating married men. And I sent him a message. You guys that are on when you are on a page like this, or when you're on as a influencer, and you know you have so many views or so many viewers watching you or reading what you write, you need to be careful of what you say, because guess what? You have a daughter. If somebody says something like that about your daughter, you will be upset. And I'm upset because women has been taking advantage of for years and years. Every time is the women's fault. When a man, most men that are married, they don't go meet a woman and say I'm married. The woman will find along the way that they're married. So I don't understand why you're blaming. You are blaming the woman. Exactly, you are the one blaming the woman, but you are the one chasing the woman to date you and acting as if you don't have a wife at home. So why is it the fault of the woman if she wants more and this man is come to find out he's married? Why is it the woman that needs to step back and not do anything? Or leave them alone. Don't think they're gonna sleep over at your house. I was like, what is this man talking about? Like, is that how we talk to our women, our mothers, our sisters, our cousins?
Don't know your position.
Yes, why would you expect women to step back just because of that man decided to go cheat out of wedlock, and then all of a sudden it's the woman's fault? That's what I was so upset. I wrote him back and I told him, don't point fingers. You can say both of them are equally wrong, but don't start saying the women has to be the one that has to step back, step out, or whatever. No, when that man was chasing that woman, nobody hear nothing. As soon as that woman buy back, everybody start to scream. If you want to cheat on your wife, be careful of what you're doing. Don't go cheating. Stay at home. Handle some of them can't even handle their own wife at home, but then all of a sudden they want to be dating other women out there. I don't understand how that happens. I guess the African thing in our head that says the more women a man has, the more prestige or whatever they become. I don't know. Maybe you can help them with that.
Said the lying, as you said about the lying in Africa is too much. We don't know truth. In fact, we don't know the truth from lie. It's like, I remember this term, gaslighting. Gaslighting is so common in Africa. Politician gaslights the people. Husband gaslighting his wife, boyfriend gaslighting his girlfriend. Gaslighting is so common because you will see somebody, for example, I'm not supporting any party, but you will see, for example, APC will come and like, oh, I'm gonna make life better for you guys. I'm gonna do this and this and that. They will be there 10 years. They're not gonna do that thing. But when they get out, they're gonna be like, we did this. Like, I will be like,
what are you
then
talking
you will
about?
see another person come. Yeah, you will see another person come with the same lie. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that. And they will keep telling us till the end of the 10 year that yes, we did this. What we said we did it, we have been doing it. I'm like, that's gaslighting. You're gaslighting people. Like broad daylight gaslighting people. Are you trying to tell me that for my 25 years I've lived in Sierra Leone have a better health care? No, you're lying. Are you trying to tell me that Sierra Leone have good road, that Sierra Leone have clean water all the time? No, you're lying. And what I say is, a country like Sierra Leone is not poor, because just imagine when you eat something like mango, you can throw it outside and it's going to grow. Do you know what they use in Western soil for them to grow just one fruit?
Yeah, it's not. Let me tell you, it's not easy at all. Gender inequality and all this nonsense that is going on. Let me tell you, I'm with my partner. I do what a woman should do, but at the same time, I tell him, you better buckle up and help me do whatever you got to do, because I'm not doing it all by myself. And I'm not laying down there. If you say you want to have a child, you better be ready to be part of that child's life. Not like part-time or no time at all. You come and you go. You have to be part of it. There's a lot going on with even in back home. And when it comes to education, that's the last thing I want us to talk about, because we're gonna have to come back, because this topic is it's huge. The last thing I want to talk about before I start going all into the other stuff that is really deep rooted in Africa is the education. I know some places boys are allowed to go to school till they get to university, and then women are only allowed to learn so much, and then they have to get married. They're 16 years old, 14 years old. They take them out of school. I know some tradition, because my stepdad is Fuller, so I know they have in a way that most of the boys, they go to school, but then the girls goes to half of it, and then they take them out, give them to a man to marry. The man is probably 50 something years old somewhere, and the girl is like 16 or 15. So I don't understand. What do you think about those roles with when it comes to the educational point of view with gender inequality?
Well, I think one of the problem in in Africa in general, I normally say, "Who bewitch Africa?" It's like Africa is bewitched because we are doing everything in the opposite direction. It's like we are bewitched, and we have to fight. It's like you're not saying the solution. It's really hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's really hard to say, because when you try to say something like me and you right now, you know that me and you have gained so much enemies. We don't even know those enemies. You know why they don't like us? Because of what we post on Facebook. And we have so much enemies which we don't know. Like, you're just wasting your hate, because I don't even know you hate me.
No.
If you hate me, I have to know you hate me.
I just don't care at all.
So you're just wasting your hate. So when we are trying to talk, you have other people telling them like, I don't mind them. They're just frustrated. It's like because they don't have boyfriends. They have been lack sex, or their lack of sex, and so like, who told you that? Who told you we are not in a relationship? Who told you? Like, we have the best partners you can think of, because whatever I do, he supports me all the time.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, your partner supports you. We have like the best people. So why they don't really curse at us, they don't beat us, they don't abuse us. They are like forefront supporting our work. But you don't have that. So you just slandering our name like, oh, because they lack sex, so they're going to talk crap. Because no man wants them, they're going to talk crap. Because they are ugly, they're going to talk crap. No, it's not we're talking crap. We're educating these people. We want a better life for these girls and women. But if you have other side of the people, like some people in the government, like some African government, like some people, some politicians saying otherwise, well, the people are going to listen to politicians and listen to us. So it's like, like, we're not finding solution. After me and you make all the workshop, kill ourselves, educate these women, then you see a politician go like, just don't mind all these women empowerment. Let's just go according to our tradition. And most of this tradition, no disrespect, I don't really understand them.
I don't.
I just don't understand them. And I'm not going to do anything I don't understand. You have to tell me the meaning. If you don't tell me the meaning, I'm not going to do it. I'm not into that crap. Just forget about it. You're not going to brainwash me. I have my brain for myself. I have my mind for myself. I want to be independent and think. But we have a lot of work to do because these women has been brainwashed.
They need.
So
As a woman,
it's really hard. It's really hard for us to turn the page back and like, okay, let me say, okay, this is a no insult to anybody, but this is a conversation in Sierra Leone. Basically, I'm a Creole by tribe, and we are 2% in Sierra Leone.
Yes, very little.
Then you have the other tribe. Like all the other tribe believe in female circumcision. Only the Creoles
don't
are the ones that. Yeah, we don't believe in that. This is what people were saying, like, oh, you are kind of sexually loose. You have so many boyfriends.
They label you already.
They don't even know me. They don't even know me. It's like you're sexually loose. As long as you have a clitoris, you're gonna be rushing. You're gonna have all this urge all the time for men. So for women not to have the urge for men, we're gonna cut it off.
But they don't know the damage that they do. Yeah. It's a damage. It's a lifetime damage.
No, but the point is, why are you not cutting something from the men for them not to be sexually loose? Because men are more sexually loose than women. Why are you trying to cut the women? Say, I don't want them to be sexually loose. Why are you saying, I don't want them to cheat on their husband? That's why we're cutting them. It is so wrong.
It makes no sense. That tradition makes no sense to me at all because kids are being... And the way they do it is really bad because there is no medical, there is no nurse, there is no RN,
the narrative is so propaganda. It's like they keep telling these people like, if you have a clitoris, you're gonna stink, you're gonna be running after men, and
it's gonna be that thing has nothing to do with anything.
Like that's a propaganda because when I was coming up, so many girls will ask me, oh, you've not been to Bondo, but you don't stink, you don't smell rotten. I'm like, I don't have anything rotten on me. They'll be like, so the thing in you is not rotten? Like, no. Where is it going to be rotting? I was born with it. If God didn't want it there,
God would have taken it out. Yeah, God would have taken it out. It's going to fall out
like the navel. It's fall out. And so it's the narrative. They make sure that they really put these things in people. Like, okay, so people be looking at us, all the Creole women, like, oh, they're sexually loose. You just go say something to them, they will want to sleep with you. And so many men try that with me. I'm like, get the hell away from my face. Why would I want to sleep with you? They're like, oh, aren't you having like the feeling? Aren't you aroused all the time? Like, who said that? If I'm aroused all the time, I'm going to find who I want to sleep with. Don't come to me. Get out from me. So it's like they're making this narrative so propaganda, so lie, that it's really so hard for you to break it from them. Because no matter what you tell certain women, they don't believe you. They'll be like, no, you stink. It's
because of what they have told them. Because if you look at the organs, clitoris has nothing to do with smelling or not smelling or whatever. Feelings are not only, that's not the only place where feelings
on your
are.
Brain. It's your brain.
Feelings are, everybody has where they have their most aroused moment. So it doesn't have to be, you can cut it off and that person still is loose, whoever cares. People just like to label people because when they label them, all the other girls will think, okay, yes, let's do it because we don't want to be labeled that way. And I'm saying, as women, we need to start standing up for each other. I'm thinking for people like us that have grown up and get education, the proper education, we're liberated, we have been in other places. I think we need to come together and stop making excuses for men. Stop making excuses for men. Stop making excuses for your tradition. Stop making excuses on your religion. Stop making excuses. Boom. And then try to help and focus your attention on your country. I always say Sierra Leone is so small. If we over here that are being liberated or that knows what we're doing come together and try to help these kids, these young women that are out there suffering. They don't have no education because guess what? They were taken out of school when they were like 4 because they had to go sell on the street. They don't have food. They pay. It's always the women that are taken out of street. When you see kids, when you go to a family, it's always the girls that are taken out of school and they will give them markets to go sell. I never see the boys doing that. No, it's always the girls, the little. I went to Africa the last time. I haven't been there for a while, but the last time I went, I saw this little girls selling on their head, and I'm like, oh my God, what are these kids doing? They're supposed to be in school and getting a better or proper education, so that I think if we educate them, they will understand. Because when you have a proper education, you'll be able to get some kind of a job. I know in Sierra Leone, for instance, there is not much job opportunities there because the government is doing whatever they want to do whenever they want to do it. They don't care when if you're an APC and then SLP coming, all the APC people will be fired, and then they will bring in all new people back from SLPP. So it's like totally crazy. But I think women it's really messed up. So I think as women, let's come together. We're not supposed to be angry or mad or upset about things. We're supposed to put ourselves first. That doesn't mean you're disrespecting anybody or you're cursing somebody out, but you need to think about your own future, because the future is on it lies with you. Nobody's going to come and give you a future. You have to be your own future, and you pray to God for God to direct you in the best possible way. Because me, I always put, when it comes to whatever I want to do, I always put God first. Not because I'm totally religious or I pray 50,000 times a day, no. But I just think God is the destiny of us all. He made me. He knows exactly what I'm supposed to do. So when I want to do stuff, the first thing I do, I pray. If I get the opportunity, I pray about it and let God lead me to what I want to do and let God lead me to what I want to say. But I think for Africans, because we have all these traditions, and that's why they said in the Christian world, there is Christian and then the doctrine that they use to make us follow. Because if you go by the Bible, it's totally different from the doctrine. But the doctrine is being infused in the Bible and confusing everybody on what to do or how to do things. But if we're able to educate somebody and they're able to listen, I know they said little drops of waters makes a mighty ocean. So it's not going to happen all of a sudden for us in Africa, because it's happening here. No. People are stepping out. Women are trying to become more career oriented, more focused on themselves and their life, more independent. They don't want to be having kids left and right just because of the men want them to have kids and stuff like that. They're trying to step up and do what is good for them. So that's the same thing I want to see in Africa. Women, we are very smart, we are very intelligent people, and we are very fragile as well. People think that we carry a lot of pain, but we are fragile. We just don't show it because we have been taught not to show it. But like when they said, my mom used to say when I was younger, my mom, she would say, when I have stomach pain and I'm crying about it, she'll be like, oh, it's okay, it's woman thing. But if my brother have it, oh my God, she'll be, what is wrong? Oh, can you lie down here? Oh, wait. I'm like, is it not the same person? I don't understand. I have pain and they have pain, and my pain wasn't taken seriously because I was a woman or I was a girl, and they think we can take all the pains necessary. So I grew up thinking that was the norm. So anytime I have somebody that is sick, I like to pamper them, especially if it's a boy or a man. I like to pamper them. But when it comes to me and my illness or my pain, I don't really care. Up to this day, I struggle with that. That's the thing that I struggle with. Even I have pains and all this stuff, and I'm supposed to be off my leg or whatever. I don't pay attention to the doctor because in my back of my head, I always say I'm a woman. I can carry it. I'm strong. I will make it happen because of what has been embedded in my head when I was a kid. So that's why I said it's going to be difficult to get it. But if we stay focused and keep reminding ourselves about it and try to go back to home and try to put some things together for these girls out there that needs our help, for these women that are suffering, that are being beaten by their husband, abuse, whether it's a physical abuse, mental abuse. Abuse is abuse, and some are worse than the others. We have seen in different, I know you have seen a lot of things because I know you do all your foundation and all your organization. I know you have seen a lot of things. And now for a few times I've been in female in Sierra Leone, I've seen also a lot of kids, young kids being raped. They've been raped and nobody cares. Nobody says a word. And even if you call the police and say this is the person, they don't come to arrest it. So women, we are still suffering. We are still fall behind. We are still left behind whilst the men go ahead and do great things. If you see when you go to the offices and all that, all you see is men. And they are good women, they are intelligent women, but they're not there. Most of them that has the support or have the ability to come overseas, they come overseas, they don't stay there. And then you see them come here and they blossom. But you're in your country, you can't even blossom. You should be in your shell and you should follow the lead of a man. I don't want to follow a lead of a man. I want to be my own. I don't want to follow. I'm not a follower. I want to be a leader. I am a leader, so I'm not following no man.
Yeah.
So I got a quick question for you guys.
Okay.
How important?
Okay.
How important is it to work as a team with your partner than being different?
The best thing for a relationship is to work as a team. I think it's a teamwork, because I think what I've seen, because the few years I've let myself go in my education, I wanted to go back to school and I've been leaving it behind and focusing my attention on my kid or on my fiance or whoever I was dating at that time. And I said to myself this year, I'm not making any plans. I'm going to let God make my plans. But one thing I'm not going to do is to sit by on the side and let a man come here and just do whatever and I'm just helping them. No. Teamwork make the dream works. So you got to be able to, as I said again, communication. You got to be able to communicate with your husband. Let them know, or your boyfriend or your partner. Let them know what you need, what your needs are, and make sure they are hard. You don't have to make fight or force or argue about it. All you have to do is sit down. If you know, okay, this year I want to go to school, I want to go back to school, I need some time to do my homework and all this stuff. Tell the husband, say, your partner, this is the time that I need. If you guys have kids, so that somebody can take care of the kids whilst you do your homework, you have time. You gotta, as a man, you gotta help your woman, support your woman as much as your woman supports you. It shouldn't be a one-way street. It's a give and take. You can't be taking. Because when you take, at the end of the day, the woman is going to lose everything. I was in a relationship, I lost myself, I didn't know who I was. At all. Everything was gone. I didn't know who I was because I was just following. Now I decided on my own. I don't want to follow anybody. And as a man, you don't want your woman to be following anyone either. Because if you have a woman as a follower, guess what is going to happen? There's going to be a lot of fights in that relationship. Because if that woman has friends, they will be following the friends or whatever the friends are saying. They're not focusing on themselves. So in a relationship, it's good to work as a team. As one. That's why when you marry, he say two becomes one. God wasn't stupid with that, what he says. Two becomes one. So that means you guys have to be together. If any kind of decision that you guys have to make, talk to each other about it. Financial decision, talk to each other about it. Focus your attention, talk about what you want money spent on. They always say I'm a planner, because when month end, I make sure I make a list of everything that I have to go do in the groceries, make sure I make a list of bills that I have to pay and all the stuff, and then I use that. I go with that, so I don't get to spend so much. You understand? So what do you think? Is teamwork a good thing for you?
Yeah, teamwork is a good thing. So let me say, you guys need to discuss. The communication should be a good thing in a relationship. Because for me, let me say, we might have a plan. I keep saying this because people are taking like sickle cell not serious in Sierra Leone. There are times in the morning when I get up, I just couldn't get up. I'm in so much pain. So while I need to rest, I need somebody to do my breakfast or help me around, or maybe order breakfast for me, right? So it's like the teamwork really work. And sometimes I want my partner to accommodate me because I'm kind of, I look normal, but I'm kind of living a life of a disabled person because it's a disability, but it's not physical. So I have special needs. So most times I want the communication. You have to understand, there are times I just need like 4 hours to myself. I need to calm down. I don't want to go to the hospital. I have my medication. I'm not going to be sleeping, but I just want to lie down, turn off the lights, put the pillow over my head. Maybe you need to go to the other room or be in the living room. Just leave me alone because I'm in so much pain. So we communicate. So we work as a team. It's two people. We don't need the community. That's why it's called relationship. It's not community ship or family ship. It's between you two. Right? It's what makes sense for you two. Yeah. So I'm fine with that as long as you're not going to bring all your generation into our relationship. It's just between me and you. Then teamwork is fine, but because most Africans, they are not in a relationship or married. They are in family ship. They are in community ship because it's what makes sense for the community. So for the community in Africa, if they see the man is maintaining the wife, spoiling the wife, they're like, okay, you use juju, voodoo, or whatever on the man.
That's true.
No, it's not like that. It's just natural. The man just love the wife. Because we see that kind of love all the time in the West. The way men do stuff, like the Western men, the way they do things, especially the white one, the way they do stuff, you see, like, you really feel jealous.
Yes, true.
And there are men in Africa that try to do the same. Then the community starts saying, oh yeah, we know you've done some kind of juju or this. That's a community ship, not a relationship, because the community opinion matters to you. But it's like relationship should just be you and your partner. Married is you and your partner and your kids. So people have to understand that Africans, we really need to learn to live independently with our family, the family we create. So we have two families. We have the family we create, and then we have the family we come from. Yes. So we have to pay attention more on the family we create. Yeah, let there be a separation. Don't be taking your family you create and take it to the family you come from and join everything together. No. You guys are not going to have peace. And I keep saying, when you taste, but you know what? Again, majority of Africans, we don't know what is peace. Because when you taste peace, when you know what is peace, when you have peace of mind, you don't want anything. You don't really want any drama, any fight in your life. But because most of us, we grew up in like extended family, we don't even know what is peace. But the moment you taste peace, you want it continuously.
You don't want to go back.
So, No. You want it to continue. The moment you experience that tranquility, the quietness, you can listen to your inner voice. You don't want to go back. But in Africa, it's like when you see most married is like not married, it's extended family. Because you have the man, the wife, the mother, the parents, you have the brother, the sister, everybody in the house in the name of poverty. And another thing again, you have some family member, they keep having all these kids. It's like, oh, my brother is rich, my sister is rich, they're going to take care of my kids. No. That's not the responsibility of your brother. That's not the responsibility of your sister. You're the one having those kids. You should be able to take care of them. If you can't provide for them, then close your feet or stop pulling your pants. You shouldn't have kids you can take care of. Why you can have two, we understand. Why do you need 5 kids and you can't take care of them? When you're blaming your brother taking care of his family, like, oh, my brother is just paying attention to his wife. He doesn't care about me and my kids. That's not.
That's where the attention needs to be.
Responsibility of your brother.
Yeah.
Are you crazy? That's your decision to have 5 kids you can take care of. And so, those kids are going to grow up. You're going to put it together in them. Your uncle was in the position. He didn't take care of you. And that's why we suffered. No, the kids suffered because the mother or the father made a useless choice to have them and they can't take care of them. That's the point. And we should be free to say that. We shouldn't be butter this stuff. We shouldn't be rubbing butter or trying to make this stuff fine. We should be bold to tell these people, like a man or woman keep having kids and they're not even able to take care of these kids. We could like you need to stop having kids. We should be bold enough to tell them, like, no, you need to stop having kids. And stop bothering people to help you. Because plan your life according to your pocket. Why or not? You don't even have a job and you have 6 kids. And then you keep running from one relative to the other to take care of the kids.
Yeah, but that's the problem.
That's the problem. Not your relative not helping you. You are the one committing the sin. You are the one. You are the one that have the judgment. If you read your Bible well, you are the one that will receive the judgment of God. So we need to call these things by their name. Don't have kids if you can take care of them, period. No
Yes.
explanation. But not be like, but no, we don't want to hear about. Can you take care of these kids? Well, I don't have a job, but stop it there.
But
No kids for you.
but when you look at the African community, that's why you see a lot of us are not being successful. We are not flourishing because we have all our parents or our sisters and brother back home that are having kids, having this, and then the responsibility lies on you. That's why when you say separation of the family, I said my family is my husband and my children. That's it. Everything else is extramarital affairs that I don't have nothing to do about. If we
Taking
continue
care
the
of
way,
your parents is simple.
yeah, but you have
It's simple,
sisters,
but it's the extra that
brothers,
come, the brother, the
whole family,
cousin, and everybody. Like, no,
and if you
guys are
don't
doing too
do
much. I have
it,
one of my auntie.
go
I
ahead.
have one of my auntie. She will like, whenever she hear like people harassing you for money or what, she'll be like, no, it's your money. You're not giving it to anybody. Everybody should be responsible for themselves. Do what you want to do with your money. Don't feel bad about it. Don't even feel guilty. And I normally say to my sisters and my cousin, like, you guys know I have health issues, so you're not even going to put responsibility on me because you will be disappointed. And they're like, yeah, we really understand that because, not all the time I will be able to work. If I'm able to work this month, maybe next month I won't be able to work. I'm struggling.
Exactly.
I'm not going to take my little money and start sending it for all generation. No, it's unfair. And I learned that I'm not going to be guilty about anything. I can only help this much. If I can't help you, I'm fine with that. I should put myself first.
Yeah.
And when I go to the hospital, you tell me that my mom, all the people around me keep telling me, put yourself first. Stop thinking about people. And don't feel guilty if you can't help friends, extended family. Just don't feel guilty about that. In fact, they are the one that should be helping you. Because you are the one struggling. But in the middle of your struggling, you're still trying to have a better life.
Yes.
Yeah. So don't put unnecessary burden on yourself. I'm not going to feel guilty about anything. If somebody call me, I'm like, can you send me a few dollars? If I don't have it, I don't have it.
Yeah, because
I don't have it.
Your life
with me.
Your life, your partner, whoever you're with,
that's your
priority. We tend to stretch ourselves too thin.
Because they will live like, oh, you are in America.
No,
in America.
That's why I said, listen, I always say, like America, yes, we go to work, we get money. But let me tell you, in Africa, you pay for a house or an apartment, $1,000 or $2,000 for a year or 2 years.
For the year,
in America, that 1,000 is
month.
probably not going to be enough to pay for the month. Because somehow, place, if you have a 2-bedroom apartment, is 1,500, 1,700 more and more, and that's a monthly. That doesn't count the gas, the TV, the lights, and extra things that you have to pay for. It's not like that. They always think that the money goes on the trees here. We don't walk on golden.
No. We pay to.
If we were walking on golden floor, we'll be back in Africa.
We pay to talk. We pay to watch TV. We pay to talk on our phones. We pay for everything. It's not like Africa. You have free TV. Yeah, well, I can watch local channels. I don't need to have satellite. Yeah, well, I can just put top-up card on my phone when I want to. If I don't have top-up card, people will call me. No, well, yeah. If you want people to call you, you still have to pay for that.
Oh yeah, you better have it.
You still have to pay. It's not like when you call people, that's the only time you pay. You paying also when people are calling you. So people need to understand this stuff. And one thing one thing African women should know: put yourself first. Care about yourself. Have the me time. The me for myself time. Have it. Don't feel guilty about anything. Just don't feel guilty about anything. Don't try to push yourself. Don't try, because human beings were ungrateful. You might be killing yourself for people, they still don't appreciate. No. So it's like, focus on the family you create and forget about everything else. Taking care of your parents is easy if it's just taking care of your parents, but it's the attachment that comes after. Okay, it's the brother, your parents, brother, child, your parent. Like, what?
It's a whole lot.
You're killing people. Yeah, that's a whole lot. you're killing people. We need to educate these people. It's not, and they keep saying like, oh, you have a Western mind. It's not a
It's not
Western
a
mind.
Western
It's the
mind.
normal mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's the normal mind somebody should have. We are being normal, and people are congratulating men. Oh, if you have never raped somebody, you have never groped a woman. If you have never beat a woman, you have never beaten a woman. You're a good man. No, you're not a good man. You're a normal man. That's how normal men behave.
Mm-hmm.
You're not
Yes.
a good man.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a quote they say, the behavior of toxic men don't only benefit toxic men, it even benefited the good ones, because even the good ones, when they do like the beer stuff, like even opening door for the car door for your wife, people make a big deal out of it. Taking your kids to the hospital, people make a big thing out of it. It's your kids. Nobody's gonna give you a award for that. Mr. Man, get out of here. Nobody's gonna be like, you are the good husband, you are the good father. It's your kid. You have to take the child to the hospital. You have to take the child to school. Nobody should be praising men for doing the bare minimum. No, we shouldn't. It's their job.
I know
That's why people don't like my opinion.
Yeah, somebody I was talking to it's a guy, I can't remember, and he said, oh, I have to babysit my daughter, and I was like, what? You're babysitting your daughter? It's your child. You're not babysitting. You're taking care of your child.
You're not babysitting. You're taking care of
I
your
was
child.
like, I couldn't get it in my head. Like when he was saying, oh, I have to babysit my child because my wife is going to. I'm like,
no, we don't say that.
You're not babysitting that child, though. Is it yours or it's somebody else?
It's your duty.
It's your job. It's your job to babysit, to step up when your woman can step up. Take care when your woman is sick. Don't let your woman get up to go cook you something when they're sick. Let them lie down there and you turn around and pamper them and see what that woman is going to do. It's the little things that count for women. You can pamper us or surprise us with breakfast in bed. And guess what? The whole day, all you'll be seeing is peace and smile. No woman will nag you for that. But because you people, they're not doing anything, the bare minimum, that's what they're doing, which is giving you the money to pay bills that they are in or buy food when they're going to eat.
Like
they're going to eat more than you eat. And then they're acting as if, oh my God, I've done the wonderful job. I'm a good husband. I go to work. This country, women and men go to work. So you guys need to understand, if the woman is going to work and the man is going to work, you guys are the same. Because both of you are bringing income in. Yeah. So when it comes to the house chores and the kids, both of you need to come together and figure it out. If you have grown children, teach your children to help in the house. My daughter is little, but guess what? She is speaking after herself. We ain't leaving that. We're not leaving nothing behind, because I always tell her, I said, I'm not your maid. And I'm not bending over. I didn't give back to you to come bend over till I already broke my back giving back to you. I'm not going to scatter it finally just because I have to make sure you pick up. No, when you eat your food, take it to the trash. When you do this, take it to the trash. You got to teach. If you have children that are grown and in the house, so that they will help your wife. And even if the wife is not there and you and the men are at home, if you see there is a mess and you have children, call them and let them clean. Ask them to take care of it. Make sure the stuff is taken care of. So when your woman come home and then she sees that, believe me, if there was no food on the table, that woman is going to start cooking. Because guess what? You have cleaned the whole place, make it look nice, and you're giving her something. It shouldn't be a surprising thing. It should be things that you guys do on the daily for us. We are really exhausted. We're really tired. We want to sleep longer. We don't sleep longer because when our children are sick, guess who wakes up? The woman wakes up 24/7 to make sure that child is okay. The men are sleeping like a dead fish in the same bed. They're sleeping as if nothing is happening. And then there you are, taking care of this child is sick, waking up, she throws up, you get up, you have to clean her up. The men will not even move a limb. It's your child. Help your wife. So encourage your wife.
Quick question.
Okay, question.
So how much of that you can blame on society or religion? Because we are all raised in a certain way to believe in a certain way.
Both. Yes, that's what it is.
Both have the blame.
Yes.
Both have the blame. Both really have the blame. It's really unfair. And even you have these kids, they don't want to do anything. I like, as long as you know working for me is yourself, you eat, you're gonna clean it. It's not me giving you say go do laundry with my clothes. It's what you eat. You go to the toilet, you flush it. If you pour water on the floor, you're gonna clean it. You're not doing it for me.
No.
If I was giving you my own personal work to do as a kid, then they would say child abuse, but it's what you're doing. That's what I'm asking you to clean up. If you don't want to clean up, don't mess the place. That's what I normally tell the kids. If you don't want to clean up, just don't mess the place. But if you're gonna mess the place, my dear, you're ready for a ride because you're gonna clean up. I'm not gonna do it for you. I don't even have the strength. I struggle to do stuff for myself.
Yeah.
So
that's all I told my kid. That's exactly what I told her. I'm your mother. It doesn't start. I'm not a maid. I'm not a cleaner. I'm not a slave. We do it together. If she drops something off, she knows me. She will start crying already because she knows when I stand up, she better has clean it all up and put it in. She has to do her stuff. And our tradition and our custom has deprived women of so many things. They have turned us to slaves, and they say slave doesn't exist.
Yeah,
it might not exist back in the day when they beat you and don't give you food and all this stuff. But we still, as a woman, we are being slaves in our homes. We don't have peace in our homes because we're running after the man, helter-skelter, looking for things, fixing things. We don't want the man to come home and say, oh my God, it's so untidy. If it's untidy, pack it. You live in the same house. I just think if we all are in the same house, we need to if you come and you see the table is full of things, clean it. You don't need to start asking me why it's not clean. Fix it. You have hands, you have feet, you can sit down and eat food and do everything. Our tradition has killed us. Our tradition, our religion, and it has been embedded in our head for generation on generation, and it keeps going. And this is the time our generation needs to start stepping up, start educating other women, so at least we can be able to change our own children's future, so they don't end up like us or end up like our children. Because if you look, there's more girls being born than men these days. More girls. And most of the girls that I've seen so far, they are all career oriented. So tell me how now they're going to say you're not going to be able to have a husband because you are career oriented, but you are allowed to, as a woman, to be career oriented, to be your own boss, to be an entrepreneur. I see a lot of girls. When I was 16 or 17, I didn't think of becoming an entrepreneur or owning my own business. But now you look at the girls these days, they are 16, 17, they're doing already their own thing. And you think a man is just going to swoop in and say, okay, start cleaning house? Well, that's going to be a hell of a problem happening in the future, don't it? If we don't fix this.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Your man was once raised by another woman. So do you think you have yourself to blame?
Yes.
Because every man was raised by a woman.
Because men were always spoiled by their mothers. They were taken care of by their mothers. Go ahead.
Yeah, because you, what I want to say is you will see somebody trying to teach their daughters how to do housework, but they don't want to teach the boy. Like, no, boy, you're not gonna fix it and leave it. Say, oh, the girl should do that. Oh, my friend, get up. Go complete yourself. You're equal. So again, maybe we need to talk to these women. The way you raise your girl, that's the way you raise your boy.
Yeah.
Period. Yes,
I think that we need to, as much as we want to educate our girls, we have to educate our boys to how to be a man, to be a real man. How mothers need to help their son become a man, not put the housework on themselves, but also ask them to share responsibilities and step up and be a good man, not just a man that you can spoil. And I know a lot of mothers, oh, my son is not going to do that, my son is this. Oh, no, let your son become a man. That's why we don't have a lot of men, we have a lot of boys. That's why we go into a relationship thinking we're in a relationship with a man, but they're not men. They're not matured enough. Some men, they're in their 40s, they act as if they're in their 10s or in their teens. They act unmatured. They don't know what to do with themselves because of the home they came from. Either they don't have a father figure, or they don't have a mother that is strong enough to let them know that whatever a woman can do, you can do. Whatever my mom, I always say my stepmom was white. So when I was back in Germany, I can paint a house. I can put up all my furnitures. I can put it. For me, that's actually the most happy time for me, because it's like, oh my God, I'm rejuvenating myself when I do put up furnitures or do those stuff. I'm good at it because I learned it. My mom told me that whatever a man can do, you can do too. And likewise for men, whatever women can do, you can do it too. Because I've seen men that can cook. If a man can cook, he knows how to cook more than a woman. So I don't understand if we have chefs that are men running big establishments, big restaurants. Why can't our men learn? Why can't our mothers or we mothers teach our son how to cook, how to clean? It's not only for themselves, because what if this man is living by himself? What if he's not yet in a relationship? Who is going to come clean for you? Who is going to come take care of your little things that you have to do? We have to learn them to be a self-made person, not a man or some woman is going to come in and take care of. We're not their mothers. I don't want to take care of a man because I'm not your mother. I'm your wife, or I'm your girlfriend, or I'm your partner. But I'm not your mother. I'm not going to iron your clothes. I'm not going to wash your stuff. If we're together in one place, you must be doing it too for me to do it. First of all, I'm bad at certain things, and I don't want to do it. And I don't want to negotiate, because that's why people say, oh, you're always single, or you're always dating. Yes, let me be dating until I find the right person that is going to fit in my life, that I'm going to fit in their life. I don't want to become a mother, or less for my children. So mothers out there that have sons, please teach your son what you teach your daughter, because you don't want your daughter to become a stigma, or to become the same thing that you are running away from. So you got to teach your children, and then you're going to teach your son and your daughter. Let them do the same things. Don't separate them. Because they need to know. Because if we're just educating the women, it's not a good thing, because the men are still going to be the men. So let's start to educate both genders. Oh well, sorry guys, I think the phone went off for a little bit. But as I was saying, please, let's start educating our girls and also educating our boys. Africa, let's step up, because I've seen female in Sierra Leone has stepped up and also have workshop for men on how to treat their wives and what not to do to their wives. And you think it's love, it's not love. So let's start to encourage our children, our girls and our boys. If you have boys and girls at home, teach them the same thing. Don't just teach your girls, because guess what? They're going to be in a relationship with other people, and you want to see the best out of your children. So it's best if you are able to educate them. I don't know if Ethlyn is going to come back on, or if she's going to call again. I'm not really sure.
Battery died.
Oh, they said her battery died. Oh, she's back on. Hi.
Hello? Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. So as I was saying, I said girls, women, we need to just educate each kids. Let's turn it to gender equality and start teaching both the same things. I know there's few things in girls that you're going to change, that you're going to have to teach them in a separate ways, because of we have menstrual things and all this lot of stuff that comes on at certain age. But when it comes to workmanship, I think both kids need to learn both cooking, cleaning, laundering, helping out. Teach them to be a gentleman. It's not that hard. They said teach your kids early in the way they should go, so that when they get older, they won't depart from it. So if you start teaching your son to open door for you when you go out, guess what? He's going to be that person when he grows up. He doesn't go away. So that's the thing. If you teach them how to cook, they're going to be able to cook. If you teach them how, it's the same thing. We both have brains. Nobody is brainless. Everyone has a brain, and we can keep stuff. We all have higher capacity to keep things. We have long-term and short-term memories, so we don't forget. So teach them those things. So last word from you, Miss Etlin, before we come to a closing.
Oh, yeah, well, I think it's just like treat men and women equally, boys and girls equally. That will solve a lot of problem. If only we could just in our society just teach boys and girls equally, everything will be fine. But if you're gonna treat boys like boys must be boys and girls should be the decent one, then we have a bigger problem.
Yeah.
So we need to change our mindset. We need to change the narrative of both the religion and society. We need to listen to women more. We need to stop calling women crazy, mean, nasty, difficult when they try to speak up. We need to rebrand women. We need to see women as leaders as we see men as leaders too. That's all I have to say.
Well, I guess we're gonna be coming back. I'm gonna have you back because there's a lot of things that we have to talk
Yeah,
about that has to do with
sure.
women
We need to talk more.
and
Yeah.
men and all this stuff. We're gonna go into a whole lot of things. But I want to tell my viewers today, um, we don't want to come across as we're being mean, or we don't want to come across as if we're trying to change people or change life or whatever. But you need to know the days and the eras are changing. It's not going to be the same. So if the eras are going to be different, you're not going to follow that tradition that was 100 years or 10,000 years ago. You got to change the narrative a little bit. I know it's difficult when you're so used to it, when it's so embedded in your ears, in your head, but you have to look outside. Don't just look inside or in your family, but that's why you have to, they say, look outside the picture, not just in the box. Let's try to get this education going, not only for our girls, but for our men. They need to know how to be a man. They need to know what to do for women. It's not only the women has to do for the men. We need to try to figure out. Let's come together. Don't take this as us being in the Western world, or us being becoming something else that you guys don't like. Yeah, sometimes you won't like what we have to say, but we have to say it anyways. If it's wrong, it might be for your own perspective, but our perspective, I just think women need to be women. And I mean, they can be intelligent, intellectual, smart, educative, entrepreneur. They can be anything that they want, just like men. They can be president. They can be leaders. They can be mentors. Because we do all those things. You might not see it in a broader spectrum, but we do all those things at home with our children. Because guess what? When you have a child and they come home, you got to make sure they take off their clothes, pack it right, teach and give them food, help them with their homeworks. You're being a teacher, you're being a leader, you fall in all the roles. I want men to have those roles too in their home. I want men to step up and be a leader in their home, and help the wife where the wife can't. Step up for the wife. If the wife is sick, you take over. That doesn't mean you're soft or you're letting your woman ride you. Has nothing to do with it. That's just you showing how much you love your wife. Don't let, as they said, separate your your home with outside relatives, mother, father, sister, brothers, and all that, because they can have, if you tell them, oh, I'm taking care, I'm doing this for my wife, they will say, oh, always it's your wife, and then they will say, maybe she used juju, as they say, they use all these things on you just to make. No, that's why you need to separate and don't listen. And when you have your problems at home, try to solve them within the home until you know there is no other way. That's why they have, in these places, they have therapists. Instead of you going to a family member that is going to tell you something bad, and then you're going to the relationship is going to be messed up or broken, go to a therapist that knows none of you, and then you talk what your problem is. They can fix it, or your pastor, or whoever is in a leadership role in your life. Talk to them instead of talking to your family members and all that. They might, because sometimes we get married to a man or a woman and the family doesn't accept us or doesn't like us. Do you think if you go there and complain, they're going to give you good advice? No. They're going to give you an advice that is going to separate you guys, that is going to add more problems instead of making it better. So always try to solve your problem. Always try to be kind to your wife. We are fragile, so we need men that can be able to support that And when you have a glass and it's, glass is, when it fall, it breaks, you take care of holding that glass. Try opening the door for your wife. Try surprising them with some flowers. Helping them at home. Instead of you going to your friends, come home, say, oh, you didn't cook, let me help you, let's do it together. I will help you cut some stuff whilst you cook, wifey, or partner, or girlfriend. How do you think that will feel for us? It will make a big, big deal. But we're going to come back, as I said, Ethelyn. We're going to come back again with another topic that has to do also with women and men. So I want to thank you, Ethelyn, for giving me the time of the day and
You're
be
welcome.
patient and help us talk about something that is really difficult in our community, things that people don't like to talk about. You were able to stand on your grounds and talk about it. Well, I really appreciate it. Any last thing you want to say before I say bye-bye? We say bye-bye to our fellow people out there.
Oh yeah. Okay, I just want to talk to African men that normally go back for December or Easter vacation. They need to stop sleeping with younger girls. They just need to stop. They know they're not going to do it in the West. So why are you taking advantage over there? You know you try it here, you're going to jail. After jail, they're going to deport you back to your country. So why are you doing that? And you know what? We're going to start reporting you guys to the embassy. If you live in America and you go to Sierra Leone, you start sleeping with underage girls, we're going to tell the embassy in Sierra Leone, the American embassy in Sierra Leone, that you're a pedophile.
Yeah.
Because they keep doing that. That's what I want to say. They need to stop.
Okay, as you heard, we'll be coming on
Yeah.
more stories on that side, because there is a
Yeah.
whole list of things that I know I would like to talk about and you would like to talk about. So we're going to come on that,
Yes.
because I've seen few pictures that was posted on Facebook. We'll come back and talk about it. But for my guests, my viewers today, I want to say thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.
I ask you to watch, listen. Don't just pick one thing out of everything that we say. Try to understand where we're coming from. And we love you guys. SierraCast said thank you and have a wonderful evening. Good night.